Hello everyone. So today I am going to take a basic class on pavement design. I think that already you have go through all these topics from the very last year, and I think that all of the topics these are possible for me to cover in one lecture. So first lecture will consist on the basic part of pavement design. First of all, what is pavement? There is a note what is pavement, but uh, in my context, I want to if you know what is pavement, in my view, I just want to give one liner definition that the portion of the pavement which carries the vehicular load, that is pavement. Okay. Now, when it is the pavement, it can be also defined as a structure which separates the tires of vehicles from the underlying foundation. We can say that the portion of the pavement. So mainly we have to understand that mainly the pavement is the part of that the road which carries vehicular load directly. Okay. Desirable characteristics of pavement. It should be enough structurally sound enough, so it can carry enough stresses. It should be enough thick. The surface of the pavement should have a texture and adequate roughness. That means already we have studied what is skidding. Uh, so we have to enough skidding resistance should be there on pavement, because if we compare the footpath with the pavement, footpath means the pedestrian work. We are not at all bothered at how much skidding resistances are there, but we are bothered that the sufficient skidding resistances should be there on pavement. When a pavement is there, mm, it should not produce enough sound from moving vehicle. Like if we travel on a train, sometimes some region from a particular region we received enough amount of sound. Like I'm just giving an example. If you avail the train from JCD to Madhupur Junction, yes, Madhupur Junction, that means Jharkhand, you will receive enough sound which is coming from the railway track. That is a frictional sound in between, which is creating in between um, mm, railway track and railway wheels. And the most important part that when we are making a pavement should have long life, and the cost of maintaining it annually should be low. That means that is the main point. Suppose if we are making a pavement, always we have to give a emphasis that it should be enough durable. Okay, it should be long life. Otherwise, we make a pavement today, and after a year or after 6 months, we have to maintain it. That means that the engineering purposes for that pavement is not at all fulfilled. It should provide a hard wearing surface at all. And is a very important point. It should provide a hard wearing surface, because suppose if this is not hard at all, then what will happen? Deflection will be there. So it is not at all desirable deflection. So it should provide a hard wearing at the same time. Uh, it should be dust proof so that the traffic safety not impaired. And also I can give you some more point that is permeability is not at all allowed for the pavement. It should be permeable. Okay. So these all are the points we can, if we can understand the pavement part, what is pavement, or the uppermost part of the structure on the road, then we can easily understand what is the desirable characteristics. Okay, of pavement. Classification of pavements. Mainly till now we mainly heard that there are three types of pavement, that is rigid, semi-rigid, or and flexible. Okay, yes, that is the main part of the pavement. But if we classify the pavement from the purposes of the work, then we can find heavy duty pavement, roadway pavement, And under the roadway pavement, there are so many parts, and mainly we are bothered with the bound pavement. Bound, okay, that is rigid, semi-rigid, flexible. And what is unbound? That in unbound pavement means we will found this type of pavement in village area or rural area. That is gravel pavement, block or brick pavement. Also, you can say that is the clay roads. Okay, clay roads. That means mit, mitti ka sarak. Okay, so these all are the important part, or we can, if we classify the pavement, we will found this type of part. Okay, main three types of pavement, that is flexible, rigid, and semi-rigid composite. This one is the structural difference. This one is the flexible pavement. This one is the rigid pavement. Rigid pavement means this is the PCC or the RCC, and flexible means this one is the bituminous coat. Clear? And semi-rigid, you will find that already in my classes I have give you the brief idea what is rigid, semi-rigid or composite. Semi-rigid or composite means when the rigid and flexible both pavement will be available. Here if you see the example, you will find that asphalt, that means flexible part, and concrete base, that means rigid part. So the combination of rigid and flexible, we can say that this is semi-rigid or composite pavement. Factors affecting selection of pavement. Mainly the somewhere it is very important that it is asked that if we are going to make a pavement, which one is much more important? So at first we have to give the emphasis on type and intensity of traffic. This point, other all these points are very much important, and this point, all these points are very much influencing to selection of pavement. That means which pavement we should use, flexible or rigid. These all points are important, but still type and intensity of traffic. If the intensity or the types of traffic is A, then we have to select the flexible pavement. If the types and intensity of traffic B, then you have to select rigid pavement. So these all are the classification, factors which affect the selection of pavement. Selection means flexible, rigid, or semi-rigid. Clear? uh, One point, the time available for completion of project. If we have very lesser amount of time to make the road, then we always go for flexible payment, because always know that if we make a flexible payment, that means between the payment, from the very next day we can start the road for the public use. Clear? Factors for design of pavement. Factors for design of pavement. Mainly design, wheel load, subgrade soil, climatic factors. These all are the important factors. In my next uh, slide, I am going to describe these all points. That is some important definitions and analysis of previous stuff. Maximum wheel load. Just one thing. This one is the example of a tractor or trailer. Okay, tractor and trailer unit. So this one is the front axle and this one is the rear axle as an example. Okay. According to the IRC, the one axle, the highest amount of load, highest amount of axle load, one axle load, that is 8170 kg. Okay. So if we divide one part, how much weight we will get? That is 4085 kg. So one part of an axle will carry only 4085 kg. Okay, if it is equivalent wheel load ESWL, then that the combination of two wheels will carry 4085 kg. Okay, this one is the maximum load which is specified by our IRC. Thank you. Next, contact pressure and tire pressure. I think that fourth year will know this particular topic, contact pressure and tire pressure. Um, Tire pressure means the inflation pressure, mainly. Inflation pressure. Okay, inflation pressure means whenever we visited in a garage or in a petrol pump center, there is a particular sector which allow us to infiltrate the air into our wheel. So that is known as inflation pressure. Contact pressure means this one is the contact pressure. Okay, suppose this one is the wheel and this one is the pavement. Okay, so this one is the portion of the pavement which provides the resistance to that particular wheel. That portion of the pavement is known as contacted area, and the pressure which is provided by the pavement, that is known as contact pressure. And the tire pressure That means the pressure which is coming from the wheel. Wheel means already in my classes already I give you a brief description that if tire has no air, then it is not possible for the uh, vehicle to run the vehicle. So at first we have to infiltrate the tire with the air, sufficient amount of air. And as per the IRC, 7 kg per centimeter square is the uh, uh, 7 kg 7 kg per centimeter square is the tire pressure. Okay. Rigidity factor. The ratio of contact pressure to tire pressure is defined as rigidity factor. The value of rigidity factor is 1. Okay. So it is very common that if the value of tire pressure is less than is less than 7 kg per centimeter square contact pressure by tire pressure, so then the rigidity factor will be greater than 1. If the tire pressure is greater than 7 kg per centimeter square, then rigidity factor will be less than 1. But if we see this picture, this one is the 7 kg per centimeter square. Okay, so 7 if the 7 kg per centimeter square is the tire uh, rubber 7 kg centimeter is the maximum pressure. But if we specify that in a petrol pump or in a garage, there is a board which specifies the required amount of air for every particular types of wheel or types of vehicle. Like I have a Alto, and the required amount of air is 30 psi. Okay, so if I fill the air as per the prescribed, then it will be seen like this. All portions will be loaded. All portions will be loaded from the wheel or the tire. But if it is over inflated, that means this portion will be this portion will be under the circular portion. There will be a circular area like this. Okay, so only this portion will be loaded from this portion of the tire. And if it is under inflated, then it will be seen like this. Okay, maximum portions of the load will come from this side and this side. Okay, rigidity factor. Some short note can be asked from this rigidity factor, contact pressure. Okay, equivalent single wheel load, and this one is very much important. I think that in this lecture I cannot cover this portion. So uh, in the next lecture I will cover the next over portion. Okay, repetition of load. Now come to the comparison of flexible and rigid pavement. Comparison of flexible and rigid pavement. So these all are the points. If I if I am asked in my college days, the first point that is the in come to my mind, that is the uh, structural difference. That is, this one is the bituminous road and this one is the PCC road. Bituminous road means this is made by the combination of 3 to 4 layer, and this, and for to make this road 2 to 3 layer is sufficient. Okay, and all the points are very easy. If you see the example, you will find it very easy. Okay, uh, node distribution, there is an example for digital flexible payment. In flexible payment, when a wheel passes through the pavement, it is seen like this. Okay, it is seen like this. That means all the portions of the pavement is affected. All the portions of the pavement. That means base layer, sub base layer, sub up to the sub. But if you see the rigid pavement, when a wheel passes through the rigid pavement, maximum load will be carried by the rigid pavement itself, or the PCC slab or the RCC slab itself, and the very minimum amount of load passes to the subbase. Yeah. So these all are the basics of the physical pavement. Typical layers of physical. In this particular slide, I tried to give all the layer definition of what is important of layer. Okay. So this one is the cross sectional, typical cross section of a physical pavement. Yeah. We have to remember that this one is a fill code, this one is a tag code, this one is a pan code, then subject code, binder code, base code, subject code, and compact code. So for this video, I just completed and For the very next video, I will try to elaborate. I will discuss it about it.